Hello everyone, hope we're all doing well. Paul here from the Academy. So I'm just going to do the top-down analysis based on the previous analysis that we did. So it's easier for you to follow up and learn exactly the method we use to approach the market and how we trade price action, right? So you're going to connect the previous video of last week, and this one so it will make much more sense for you, right? So I'm going to do Euro USD, the common ones that people trade, Euro USD. I'm going to do GBPUSD. And I'm also going to do gold. Then in case you have any other pair that you want me to break down, you're going to leave them on our socials. Then I'll be able to go through them and you'll find them along the week on our social media handles. I'm just going to leave them in the description. So we are going to start with Euro USD. Of course, we're going to do from monthly so that you can see how we approached it last weekend and how it played out and so far where we are so that you can connect all the dots. If you want, you can first watch this one and also you watch the previous one so that you can compare with your analysis and also you learn, because our interest is for you to learn. But before I go any further, I would like to talk to you guys about FastBull. There's a challenge, a traders contest that is coming up in a few days, I think 40 days. In case you've really learned from us, make sure you sign up for the challenge. There are prizes to be won, right? You can see here, you can register for the challenge here. There are around 43 days left. And then also, they have nice charts that you can use. The reason why I'm not using it is because our levels, we marked them last weekend on using TradingView. But you can see these are free charts in case you don't want to be interrupted by adverts and the rest, right? You can use the chart of FastBull free of charge, right? Then also it has a very nice list of brokers that you can use. And then also there are AI signals that I've been showing you guys now for a couple of months. Now also we have traders who are doing copy trading. You can watch how they are performing, check their returns, the percentage of their returns, so that you can be able to see which trader you can copy your trades from, right? Then also don't forget that now you can start your group on FastBull. You can start your group and then you can communicate to people that you are within the same group. But also we have chat rooms. You can see what other traders are doing, okay? You know that is very important for traders. So make sure you check them out. I'm going to leave the link in the description. But let's go back and we continue with the Euro USD. Now, last week, I showed you guys that in monthly, we had this level that price had tapped, yeah? So it was previously a support, which is now a resistance. Are we together? Now, price has tapped this resistance. And also, I showed you guys that there's a neckline here. This neckline here, let me just increase what you can see properly. There's this neckline here. You can see this neckline of this W here, right? That we need price to come and test before we can either make double tops or even continue higher, right? But we don't want to guess. Are we together? I spoke all that last week. You can check in the previous video. Now, when you come down the weekly time frame, of course, we're just going to adjust this very levels here. We're just going to adjust this level. You can see price tapped here as a resistance. And again, price has come back in the same area. And then last week, I marked for you guys this level here, right? And price, you can see price broke above and came and retested this level. Meaning that now, this week, right? Let me just delete this. Since this level was tested, and we said that we wanted price to come back and test this red area here, but I'm just going to mark it afresh. Want price to come back and retest this area here, which exactly price is doing. And I told you guys, if you trade reversals, right, you can take your trade from here. And of course, there were entries for those who are experienced. We want price to come back into this area here. Then we can see if it is going to give us a lower high, double top, so even a higher high. Okay. But let it first come back here. In case you trade continuations, now it's coming back to our area of interest. Are we together? Now, let's go down the daily time frame, because we're just going to align it perfectly and reduce our level like this. So now when it comes back to the daily time frame, of course, we also added this area here, if you can remember properly. Now we had the market creating a high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Then it changed trend and structure from here to start coming to test this level. And those who trade reversals, I'm very sure that you saw this sell move here. If you go to the entry time frame, I'm going to go there just shortly. So now, if you trade continuations, the price has hit one of our first levels of interest, which is this one, this area here. Let me just change the color here. This is our first area of interest here. And then the other one is this one here. So price has tapped it. Now you can, after here, let's also just add also this level here that price broke but never tested in the daily time frame. We have this area here. I'm just going to change the color to a different color so that you do not get confused. So we have this area when price broke below, we never tested it, right? It can be your first target. Now, when you come down to H4, okay, you can see we had a proper entry for sale here, right? If you had an earlier entry, it was this one here. Then also we had a loss of momentum here, and then we had another entry just here to take our sell to target this area here. So those who trade retracements and reversals, this was your area to take a trade. But I emphasized if you're not yet very conversant with your rules. I emphasize that you stick to trading continuation. And finally, we have tapped one of our areas that we want price to come into. So now what we observe that clearly the price is still making lows, highs, lows, lower highs, lower lows, right? Now, until the market stops making lower lows and lower highs, I spoke about that you use this movement coming down to take your trade upwards. And we've already identified that our first target is going to be this one. This is your first target. Before even this double top, your first target should be this one. Will change trend, because this, when the price broke below, we never touched this area here. Are we together? So if you trade Euro USD, this is what we have. So far, we're just waiting for the market to stop making lower lows and lower highs, to start making higher highs and higher lows, and we can take our trade. We have 2 videos on how you can take trades. You can just check them under our videos, and then you can utilize them to take your trades, right? So that's for Euro USD. In case you trade Euro USD, make sure you utilize it. Now, another that we talked about last week, we spoke about also GBP USD. So GBP USD is just here. I'm also going to start it from the monthly. Of course, we marked our levels are still there, the same levels, but let's just do it afresh so that you can compare it again with the previous week. So we spoke about this area here, right? We spoke about this area here. I'm just going to mark it in red in monthly. Then also we had this area that price reacted to that we spoke about here. And currently also price is there. And we said we expect some reaction from it. Then also we say that price had just broken above this area here. I'm just going to make it to red. I like using red in the monthly time frame, right? You can mark others below, but we're just going to focus on this. Now, when we go down the weekly time frame, we adjusted this area here. If you guys recall, we adjusted this level here, and also we brought this level just to this neckline here, right? You can also confirm this in the previous week. And then we say that the price here, what the price did for us here, price gave us a W, right? Came and retested this neckline here, made a higher high, came and retested this level here, and made a higher high. So what did we want? We want price to come back and retest this level here. And I said, if you trade reversals, you can take your trade from here to target this level here. And currently the trade is still running, right? So I'm just going to adjust this level to mark this. This is the area I want price to come back and test, okay? So in case you trade using the weekly structure, want price to come and test here before you can go higher, or even create double tops, because we have 3 outcomes. If price touches your area of interest, it can either create a lower high before going lower, or it can create double tops before going lower, or even can make a higher high. Remember, we have a level that want price to touch up there. So don't guess, just react what price shows you. Now let's go down to the daily time frame. What do we see in the daily time frame? Now, daily time frame, I spoke about this level here. If you guys recall, I told you guys that we have a hidden structure here, which would have been the target of people who trade using daily. Just check in the previous video, everything I explained there. This would have been your first target in the daily time frame, okay? That's going to change the structure there. Now, you can see we have tapped here. Now, we have a level that is not tested properly. If market decides to make a weak momentum push higher before continuing down here, it will do something like this to make, because we have an improperly test here, so we shall want the market to come back and test. If it can do something like this, it will be even much better, so that we shall have a lower low, lower high, lower low like this until the market changes trend to go and continue high, right? So these are the structures that we have right now. This is what I expect, but can still break and go lower and touch into this level here. Of course, you can add another to make this an area, because this one was marked in daily. I'll just change the color. So we have this area here. Now, depending on the type of trader you are you trading are you a weekly trader? Are you a daily structure trader? It's up depending on the type of trader you are. Okay. And also, I told you guys that we have this hidden structure, which currently the market, I expect the market to react to. Now, what is it? Let's go down to H4 and we see everything clearly. Now, when you come to H4, okay, so we want to see the market, the reaction. What is going to give us everything, whether we're going to continue lower or not, is the reaction, because we already have a low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So we want to see if the market can give us a very weak momentum here. This is a very strong push down. If we can see buyers struggling here, then there's a high possibility that we shall have sellers taking over again to drop lower. So you can utilize this as an intraday trader to target this lower price here. But as a continuation trader, you'll be waiting for you to stop making the lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. This would be a lower high and then a lower low again, right? Until it stops making that, then you can use this movement here to take your trade higher. Okay. So remember, we're targeting our final destination is the other level up there, the second level red level above just this one here, okay? So those who trade GBP USD, you can just compare to that, okay? We're just basing on structure. Everything that we're talking about here, I've taught you guys on the channel. In case anything is confusing you, leave it in the comment section. We'll do our best to try to respond to everyone. And if we don't respond to it, it means that we have responded to another person's comment that's just similar to yours. In case if also it fails, just check our socials in the description so that you can be able to text us your question. Okay. Those who have done so, at least we have given you a response, right? We try our best to respond to everyone. Now, let's go to the other one that most people trade, which is gold, okay? Now, gold also did the same thing. Now, gold, we wanted it to come and give us this double top here, which it did. Now, it gave us many opportunities to trade. That's why I prefer you guys being independent. We first had the first opportunity where it came and tapped here and then it went up. This was for those people who refine up to like minute 30 and minute 15. Those are the people who saw this, okay? Then it came back again with a weak momentum. This is a very weak momentum. Again, give another opportunity here. Now, when we closed below here, this is when we say that the price is coming back. That's why you see I have an arrow for price to come back, at least to this untested level. It's what we are going to be talking about. The same thing, I explained all these things last week, but let's just do them again so that you understand them even much more better, okay? So, starting from the monthly time frame, what do we observe? We see that price closed above this area here, okay? This area, I'm just going to change it to red. I like using the red color in the monthly time frame. Then also the highest point that we had here is that. Now, when you go down the weekly time frame, what do we observe? In the weekly time frame, you can observe that price came and tapped this area, but wasn't a proper retest. Now, some of you will say that, of course, there's also levels of imbalances slightly below here, which is okay. We shall see that in the price action. But also, we just see price making higher high, higher low, like that. So this area here is improperly tested. So we need price to come back into this area. So there's also imbalance according to, depending on how you look at it. There's an imbalance, but personally, I just see structure not properly tested, and I want price to come back lower, right? Now, let's check further in daily so it's much more clear. You can see this aligns perfectly. High in weekly, high also here in weekly, which is also the same in monthly. When you go back to monthly, this is the highest price we mark. This is also the high of the previous month. Now, weekly also aligns perfectly with that. This is the high that price tested improperly and made this high. So we want it to come and make a proper retest. Then we see what next. Now, let's see if there is another structure in daily. Now, in daily, you can see this here is the very area that one price to come and test, this one here, okay? You see, this is the improper test that we're talking about. Then also last week, we added this level here, which was the first level wanted price to come and react to before us taking our trade. Do you guys recall? You can check in the previous video. We said that when a week starts, let it test here, then we can go high into this level here, which did that. Now, it gave us an improper retest here, and then came back, reacted again, and it pushed high. That's why I'm saying it had a number of opportunities here for you to utilize. And I spoke about particularly this level here. Now, the moment we closed below, I knew that we're supposed to go, then we can come back and test untested levels below here. So one price to come back into this level here. But now for this case, since there's not much detail, you can go further into H4. Now, H4 will give you much more details. Let's go to H4. Now, when you come to H4, let me just increase this level here like this. You can clearly see this is the level I'm talking about, right? Now, when you come to H4, someone may be saying, did tap this area? It tapped it. Of course, when you mark your area like this, it tapped this area perfectly. Not just once, but a couple of times, right? Tapped here, tapped here, tapped here, about 4 to 5 times, right? So we had a couple of trading opportunities. This was the first one, but it was for those people with smaller time frames. Then the proper one was here, loss of momentum plus a confirmation, and this. For intraday traders, I spoke about that. And then also I spoke about price going a little bit deeper, which did come back here and then gave us this push, okay? Now, we wanted to see the market changing price from here, which it did, and then now I want it to come back a little bit lower. Now, much more details are here in H4, but remember, we are above this previous resistance, which is now support. You cannot say that the market is going to be a long-term sell unless we break back below this level here. We want the market to come react, then it breaks back below, right? But for now, it is a bullish, right? Why bullish? Because we just want to see a proper retest of this area in weekly. Let me just take you back to weekly. When you come back to weekly, it was tested, but not properly. Once it properly tested. I know someone will say, but in daily it tested it. Yes, it tested, but it's most likely going to give us maybe like that bottom before even proceeding much more high. Unless the market creates like an M here, comes, reacts, then with a weak momentum, then we break below. That's when you can say that now we have changed structure to go and test levels down. Because so that's when we shall identify untested levels like this one, and also maybe this structure here, which was already tested. But for now, we're not interested in this. We shall speak about it after breaking here. Remember, we don't want to predict, we want to react, okay? So that's why let's first focus so much this week on H4, okay? So now, what we want to see, we don't have an M in H4, but we want to see a very weak momentum because we closed below this level. This was a daily level. This was a level marked in daily. Like I see, it's a very strong level. First breakout here, retested it proper and pushed high. Now we broke below it, we never tested. So once a very weak momentum pushing to here, then when we get a confirmation, we can target this area here, okay? Or if you don't want to hold until this level here, you can also have this area of false breakout here that can work to your advantage, this area here, okay? So wait for the market to push a little bit inside here, then you can use this weak momentum. If it is a weak momentum, if it's a strong momentum, you have to leave it out, then meet the rules. Want to see a weak momentum. By weak momentum, want to see very many candles here, or even want to see a whole trend in the next lower time frames like H1, minute 30, minute 15. Then you get a confirmation here. Then you can target here, or even target into this level here, okay? Only if the momentum is weak. So that brings us to the end of this breakdown. I hope you connect the two videos, the one of last week and also the one of this week, so that you can learn. Make sure you learn, make sure you back test, teach yourself. You don't need to pay anyone. You don't need to pay us, you don't need to pay me to teach you. Because these are the same things that we use to trade, okay? Most people ask, how much should I pay you to teach me? And I'm already teaching you here. Just back test. I don't know why people don't want to be taught without paying, okay? So just back test. You can only say that maybe I want to take that route if you're someone who wants to. Some people just need to be snatcher for them. They need to be helped like one-on-one and the rest. But in case these things are much more clear to you, just back test them. We are not sharing with you many things at the same time, like strategy A, strategy B. Our method of trading is the same, okay? Just utilize them, back test, ask questions. We even give you a platform to ask questions, eh? Those who ask, at least you can bear witness. We normally respond to you. Either me or a team member will respond to you because we trade using the same style. So that is it. For any other pairs, drop them in the comment section, then we shall upload them on our social media handles. It can be Facebook, Instagram, and the rest, right? So that is it. Have a profitable week ahead.